Hey, welcome to the Black Umbrella, where all we do is whine about the world around us. We cover sports, politics, current events, and whatever else we can fit under our umbrella. Right now, subscribe to this podcast to receive updates about new episodes and content at umbrellapodcast.com. And don't forget to hit the bell icon on our YouTube page to get notified of new visuals. This is a show for every hyphen American. We are your hosts, Stibbs, C. Watt, and the mouth of the Midwest, Chris Jones. And today we're answering your emails and taking a deep dive into relationships. Let's start the show. Did you fix it?
Man, I got these baddies like sitting at this Airbnb. We go both get butt naked. We smash. Say something, Chris. What does that mean?
What does
You
what
ain't
mean?
shit.
The mouth of the Midwest. I can take that one or two ways.
Colin, you always wanted to think something one or two ways, man. Jesus. We ain't even 30 seconds in yet.
That can only go one or two ways.
Well, I was going to say he had the fastest mouth in the Midwest, but I ain't want to be controversial.
Wait a minute. The first way was just as controversial as the second way.
Only to you, Colin, because only you take stuff there. Only you.
That's not true because you told me to suck your dick, what, 10 minutes ago?
I told you to suck a dick, not mine. A dick.
Okay, whatever. Or you said these nuts at some point too within the past 5 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway.
These nuts are always on the table.
Anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all this week, man. You know, we best friends, right? You
What's
know,
up?
more like brothers, right? So
I agree.
Now, when you got the Mari Stoudemire shades on.
I told you I broke my glasses. My replacements come in. I got three pair on standby over here that I've been rotating. This one don't even have a damn earpiece on it.
Hey,
Yeah,
whatever works for you, bro.
I give you a 10 out of 10 for that one, Chris. I give you a 15.
I couldn't hold that one. Could not hold that in. I was sitting here trying my best to hold that one in.
That's the best one of the year you got so far.
I want to talk about the worst wingman probably in history, bro. I want to start the show talking about the relationship Earl Thomas has with his brother Seth. Okay.
Oh, God.
On May 7th, Seth Thomas picked up Earl from his house because his wife was tripping. And, you know, that's what you do for your boys. You go get them in their time of need. You know, sometime later though, Seth's sister-in-law, Nina Thomas, shows up to the Airbnb with two other women. Nina had tracked her husband down using that the map feature on Snapchat. If you don't know how to get to it, you just pinch the
No.
I'm not supposed to tell?
Oh, no. You give it too much. You give it too much. you dry snitching.
It's out there now. You know they done read the article.
That Tekashi 6ix9ine episode going
right.
Right.
Dry snitching.
Like the perfect segue.
I'm about to get somebody caught up this week.
Yep. Anyway, there's a video of this entire ordeal, right? The brother Seth watches helplessly as Earl has a 9mm Beretta to his head, and their female company was threatened by Nina's posse that she brought with her. And at one point, somebody screams in the video, "I got something for you hoes too." Then brother Earl is watching, brother Earl is wrestling this gun away from Nina. He getting busted in the nose this whole time. She's like pistol whipping him as he's trying to take the gun from her. And when he finally gets it from her, one of her girls tosses her a knife. So thank God the police show up, right? Because her girls had her back, and Seth then disappeared. Like, he's nowhere to be found during this whole ordeal. So the police do a quick assessment of the situation. They take Nina and her crew to jail. Since this incident, Earl he bailed his wife out, and they reconciled on his birthday, despite a court order that prohibits them from being within 200 yards of each other.
If y'all was Earl Thomas, would y'all bail y'all significant other out after a situation like that?
I don't think you got a choice.
Okay, what about you, Chris? You're Earl Thomas. Your significant other put the blam to your face.
I think honestly, it just depends on the nature of my relationship at the time. I mean, my past 3 relationships, I could say maybe
Chris gonna leave her in jail.
2 out of the 3 I would have bailed out. one of them, well, you know what? You made your bed.
You gonna let us spend the night to teach her a lesson.
Well, hey,
okay.
Look here.
This is why. Well, I only asked that. I just want to see where your head was at, because I would, if I was Earl Thomas, I would bail her out only because bailing her out probably costs less than divorce and alimony and all the other stuff that.
Wait, do they have children? Is it known if they have children or not?
Yeah, they got kids.
Yep.
Child support comes into play with that too.
Man, I mean, it's hard. We got the kids involved. It's a lot harder. I mean, I probably would have bailed my wife out. I mean, if that's my wife. If it's my girlfriend, nah, you gonna sit for a minute. You gonna think about what you did. But if it's my wife, like, nah, I've already messed up. Clearly, I've already screwed up. Like, it don't matter what happened that got her landed in jail, because what got her landed in jail was initiated by my actions. So therefore, I'm already in the doghouse when it come out.
A gun in that situation.
It was his gun. She grabbed his gun.
Regardless, if you are the catalyst for the situation, a gun is unnecessary. So, are you willing to do 20 to 25 to life, all for a situation that, you know, as crappy as it may be, you can just walk away, and not only can you walk away in the situation, you can walk away rich. Like, you ain't married to like some crackhead. It's always
look.
Say you walk away hindsight. In the moment when your emotions, your rage is going, you ain't thinking about walking away.
Now,
okay, we've all been pissed off. Oh, go ahead.
Allegedly, they got into an argument about his drinking. She's saying that he drinking too much. So, you know, he got pissed off about that. Seth came, picked him up, and she thought that the gun was empty, but the police investigated it, and it still had one in the chamber, even though she had took the magazine out. So she just
accidentally killed this man.
Right. She took the bullets out thinking that she was gonna scare him, not knowing she holding a loaded gun. She still got one in the chamber.
I think we're missing one key point to this whole explanation to their relationship. He knew the woman he married. He knows what type of woman she is.
He might like that shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This ain't catching him by surprise. I'm pretty sure she's probably done worse than this. This probably just happened because it involved other people.
We'll get worse. We'll get worse than getting pistol whipped by your wife in front of company.
Bro, he like it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna make no assumptions on that.
I mean, you said it was worse.
I gotta make the assumption that he liked the shit because
me too.
He's like, oh, this kinky, do it again.
Look here. I would say from my experience, and I'm about to tell myself right now.
Oh boy.
In past relationships, I may or may not have started unnecessary drama just because we were doing too good and I need a little bit of excitement in my life. I can sit here and admit now I've grown as a person, but I have actually started.
Looking at Earl Thomas's personality, and I don't know him well enough. The only thing I know about him is what he does on during football, and the only reason I've seen anything slightly derogatory, anything like derogatory thrown towards him, has been in the past like year and a half, 2 years, when his very early exit from the Seahawks, when he gave the Seahawks bench the middle finger after he tore his ACL. Other than that, it sounds like he's a stand-up guy. I'm pretty sure he does like some type of philanthropy work. So he don't strike me as the type of person that would be like, you know what, I'm going to piss somebody off just because my life isn't exciting. Now, his brother, that's the one I don't know about. And I don't want to, I don't want to assassinate his character, but the nigga picked his brother up and took him to an orgy. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Like, so I don't know. It could be his brother. Like, hey man, Nina, she tripping, bro. Like, you ain't, you can get back at her, man. I got these baddies like sitting at this Airbnb. We go both get butt naked. We smash, which that's weird within itself, man. Why you?
Because that's his blood. That's his blood.
Yeah,
bro.
but I mean,
that don't matter.
Players Club, man. He out here do something to make me feel better,
bro. First of all, if you're gonna encourage that type of behavior, you have to cover your tracks, fellas. This is those who engage in this type of activity. Not saying that we don't do this type of activity whatsoever. But make sure your location is turned off. That's just reckless.
Chris, just stop, bro. Please.
That is a bro tip. That is a brother looking out for brothers out there.
What he's saying.
It is.
Because
if his location was turned off, we wouldn't have a story right now to tell.
This is why Seth is trash, though. This is why Seth is trash, because he is the worst wingman. You're gonna take this man out and not even check, like, hey, bro, like, do she know where you going? If she called me, what do I say?
At least cover your tracks. At least have a backstory. If you clearly you don't care, clearly, like, I don't know, like, if you're gonna be if I'm gonna go get Daryl, if I'm gonna go grab Daryl, hypothetically speaking, because this has never happened, I'm gonna make sure that we're gonna cover all our bases. I'm gonna have a story lined up. And then on top of that, like, I ain't gonna answer my phone. And if somebody, like, I ain't posted nothing on Facebook, I'm going dark. You go dark.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I've been married 8 years. I've been married 8 years. I got 2 children. Okay? I get into an argument with my wife. One of y'all come pick me up and you drive me to an orgy. I'm questioning everything that's happening right now. Like, because y'all know my wife. Y'all know how she will react. Oh, yeah. If I'm down the street and she don't know where I'm at.
Bro, she pulled up on us at Boston's.
Oh,
no, Ichiban. Me and Daryl said we were going to Ichiban to go get something, or Boston to go get something to eat. We changed our mind and went to Ichiban across the street. I checked in on Facebook because I ain't think nothing of it. Steph pulled up. Like, yo, like, I thought you was going to Boston. Like, my bad. Maybe we should have ran that through.
That's like, what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Seth,
that ain't nothing to
the
play
same
with.
way Earl know his wife, Seth know her too. So he knows she was liable to go off if Earl get busted. And I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time because he was too calm explaining it on Instagram.
Right.
Telling people stuff like this happened. Please pray for us. Like, no.
Like, what?
I ain't praying. I'm not praying for them, and it has nothing to do with what he did. I mean, whatever, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't praying this because I ain't wasting my prayers on something like this.
I will say that this speaks to the relationship of him and his brother and the relationship of him and his wife. Him and his wife,
let me tell you
clearly they got a bond. They clearly got a bond that's just like, because she bought him a iced out chain for his birthday or something like that after, like days after. Like, the chain she bought him was at least worth 6 figures. And like, they work things out, they getting back together. I mean, it's reminiscent almost like the Ray Rice situation. Like, yeah, stuff happened, it got publicized, but you don't know our relationship behind the scenes. Ray Rice's wife, no, it's still domestic violence, because technically it's exactly what it is. And she stood right by him right afterwards, just like he doing his wife. Only thing is, it's the male, it's the husband and the wife. Same thing.
Abuse is abuse.
But his brother too.
Or physical.
Right. But his brother also, like, his brother knew what would cheer him up. Now, it may or may not be right or wrong, but his brother was like, you know what, bro, I got you. Like, I don't like seeing my brother. I got you. Now, his brother was negligent and reckless in the act, but it was a caring act.
I'm just trying
to because his brother. Okay, listen. When stuff goes down with your sibling's spouse, your sibling more than likely, if y'all cool like that, will call you and say, "Hey, man, so and so's tripping again. You know, I'm pissed off because he or she is doing this again." And if you know how that spouse is to your sibling, why would you put your sibling in danger knowing that your sibling's spouse is gonna? I know this is a mouthful, but pretty much, if Seth knew that Nina was like that, why would he take his brother and say, "Hey, man, let's go do something that's gonna have her pop off and pull a toaster out the holster and then put it to you"? You know what? Like,
bro,
yeah, he didn't know. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm saying. He was reckless. He didn't turn off his location. That's what I'm saying. He didn't know. He probably didn't realize his location was still on, because the way she found out where she was, that's the typical crazy psycho female FBI BS that they always be on when they be going through Facebook, liking, going to this page, clicking this page to find out that you talking to this girl or something you commented on 3 years ago.
I ain't talking like that.
This sounds personal. Did this happen to you?
Look here. I have a lot of repressed emotions regarding this subject. No, I'm just saying, like, she found out by using his location. Like, who would even think to do that? Like, she logged into his Snapchat, used his location to find his brother. Like, bro.
Well, remember when Snapchat put out that location thing, what was that, like 2-3 years ago, and everybody got the bugging about it. They're like, oh my god, like, I can't even go nowhere without somebody knowing where I'm at.
I stay in ghost mode. Nobody needs to know where I'm at. I stay in ghost mode.
The thing about the going ghost is, let's say you're the type of person that never does go ghost, and all of a sudden you and your spouse get into an argument and you go ghost all of a sudden.
I got bad
that
service.
looks suspicious.
Nope, I'm in a bad service. Dead. I'm in a dead area.
you would have
You
it
got it
all
all
planned.
lined
Ain't
up.
no Wi-Fi.
That's that Midwest.
I mean, I'm just saying. If you go look here. I'm not gonna sit here and say I have been honest in all of my relationships because I have not been honest and faithful and true in all of my relationships. So I know a thing or two about doing some unfaithful infidelity type things. Rule number one is you go ghost. Like, I'm just sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you recover from that, or is like the relationship dead? Because it seems like they getting along. Like,
you definitely recover from that because I mean, you definitely recover from that. Women are very forgiving.
So
he probably was like, look, I only gave her half the dick. I'll give you the whole one when we get home, all right? And it'll make everything all right. And she was like, all right, as long as you only gave her half, we straight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like,
no, or because she probably chilled out because she know in the divorce proceedings of DV, there ain't nothing to play with.
One of the girls that Nina called is Seth's wife or ex-wife.
Who is Seth?
His brother.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm like, I missed that part. I missed
you done said his name about 10 times already this podcast.
I'm like, who is Seth? I'm referring to him as his brother. Oh, wait. So she called his ex. That's
it's either his wife or his ex-wife was one of the. So she was like, yeah, I'm rolling with.
She probably was the one who was like, I got something for you.
Probably no. It probably was Nina, right? That said it.
Yeah, that was Nina. That was Nina threatened the mistress.
Sis.
Apparently,
it's multiple women.
Well, Seth had one and he had the other one. Now, I'm a little upset that they describing this as an orgy. But what it was they was just banging in the same room. It was a community.
I couldn't do it, man. I can't be butt naked in the room with another dude. Shoot, I don't even like taking hours in the gym. I don't even like that. So you think I'm about to be out here beating cheeks, mashing potatoes? You know what I'm saying? With another nigga in the room, dick like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm stressed.
It's your blood brother, bro.
Nope.
I'm good.
Nope.
No.
Chris, you the type of nigga that hold hands with the nigga while y'all both beating.
Why you got it? At least my
mouth of the Midwest.
Okay, well, why you got it?
Mouth of the Midwest, man.
Like that?
Don't do that, bro. High five. We getting it.
Don't do that.
Tag me in. Switch. I'm messing with you, bro.
I know.
Why do we always attack the person that's not the spouse? Because she in here threatening the mistresses like they done something wrong. They getting with an NFL player and his brother.
I think nowadays it's people attack the spouses because these women had to have known that Earl Thomas is married. And even if they didn't know, you have access to the information on the internet. You know everything about these people. So it's almost as if even if you didn't know, you should have known. So I'm gonna get you too. That's how. But she ain't put the gun in their face. She was about to blow Earl head off.
The police showed up.
Now you can't. I mean, they only got one bullet, so Earl would have been it, and then the other girls would have been like, "Oh, good, one bullet."
I mean, at least she went the Eminem route and took the bullets out of the gun. Well, she thought she took the bullets out of the gun before she, walked in and pistol whipped them. But I mean,
wait, one second, Chris. One second, Chris. I'm sorry.
Yes.
If your plan is to scare him, why take the safety off?
If she thought there was no bullets in the gun.
Still, why take the safety off?
Because when you pull the trigger, it's not gonna move. It's not gonna move. You have the safety on. So if ain't no bullets in his gun, it doesn't matter if I got the safety on or off. It's not firing. It's no bullets. But little did she know, it was still one in the chamber. So the safety had to have been on, or she didn't pull the trigger.
So she's like, hey, look at the gun. Look at the safety. It's off. That means this is real, nigga. Is that how it works? Like if somebody got a gun to my face, I'm not like looking back like they got the safety on. They got the safety on. I'm not looking at that. I'm like, the nigga got a gun to my face. Like I'm not.
You trained in hand-to-hand combat, Chris. Answer. What? You got a gun in your face? Can you see it?
For the safety?
You ever seen Fresh Prince where he just fall out? That's exactly. I just do pull a card and act like I'm asleep.
You would put your wrist on your forehead and fall
It's
backwards.
easy for
Chris, that's what you would do.
That's exactly what I would do, Kyle. I want to see what you would do with a gun in your face, Mr. Macho, Mr. 120-pound soaking wet. I want to see what you would do with a gun in your face.
Why would you want to see somebody with a gun to my face? That means I'm in danger.
You questioning my survival tactics. I want to see what you would do.
If you fainted like that, I'm sure that wouldn't save you.
It probably looks like, what the hell is wrong with this nigga? Like, are you serious, bro?
I ain't never seen somebody mad at somebody been like, hey, I'm pissed at you. I'm about to kill. Oh, he fainted. You know what? Leave him alone.
They probably just like, man, this nigga goofy as hell, man. I ain't even about to worry about and just walk away. I bet you that's more liable to happen. You sitting there trying to be all tough.
Who said I was gonna be tough? I'm like, bro, what you want? You want money? You know, like, hey, what you want, bro? I just want to get out of this alive. Yeah, that's a wild situation. Fortunately, he made it out of there alive because it would have sucked having another like Sean Taylor incident or
Dante Culpepper. No, Steve McNair.
Yeah,
but Steve McNair's incident was
that was his mistress, wasn't it? That was his mistress.
Yeah, that was his mistress. I believe that was his. Hold on.
I believe it was Steve McNair's mistress.
Got shot. He got shot. Fucking around.
But this is why it pays to be faithful.
Black men don't cheat, man. All of that was alleged. They ain't proved nothing.
Let's see. He was found dead with multiple gunshot wounds along the body of a young woman named. I'm not even gonna try that one.
I can't say her name.
I can't say her name.
I thought he just got shot in the head.
Okay, so he was having an affair with a 20-year-old for months.
So she ain't there.
This kind of goes back to the situation.
Wait, Colin, who killed him? The mistress or who killed him?
The mistress.
Okay.
The mistress.
Okay.
It's that young love. This kind of goes back to the situation we were talking about, a 60-year-old getting with an 18-year-old and wanting companionship and stuff. Them 18-year-olds, man, that like they fall in love, but then I'm assuming they just don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's a nigga with money. All right, Steve McNair is worth millions. So, he busting her down, and then he's busting down some other chick. I got to read this before I just go off the rails. But, so the lady that killed him, she had a worsening financial situation.
He probably was giving her no money.
Probably. And then McNair had another extramarital relationship, so she got pissed off, and it was a murder.
So I ain't giving you no money, and I ain't giving you no dick.
No, he probably would. He probably was still giving it. Like he probably still was giving it to her, but I mean, he was just triple dipping. You know what I'm saying? And how much money you got to go around?
Is that a new phrase now? You triple dipping?
That's the first time I ever used it.
I think that's a new phrase now.
Triple dipping.
You got trademark that.
Podcast.com/shop. Triple dipping.
But isn't that what I said that Nina should have did instead of?
I mean, she could have, but she probably she probably would make more staying with him.
Bro, I'm telling you, they like that.
Because when you divorce him, you get a portion of what he makes. When you're with him, you get access to everything he makes.
Yeah, but would you want somebody? You think she wants him to stick his dirty dick in her?
They don't have an open relationship.
Stay with him?
They probably have an open relationship, and he probably violated one of the rules they have for the open relationship, went behind her back, and that's why. Like, it could be a plethora of things to why she's staying. You don't really know. But who's to say, for example, they do have an open relationship. Then the reason why she's mad ain't because he cheated. It's because he cheated and broke the rules. Therefore, she'll still stick with him because she's used to him dipping and diving all over the place. But it's because of he broke the rules. Maybe that's it. I'm not saying. I don't know. I'm speculating.
I saw
the proof.
She like getting choked.
I'm not. There probably won't be proof of the dynamic of two other people's like sexual history. Like everybody, husband and wife relationship, what they do in their bedroom ain't public knowledge. It's not gonna be out there.
The wedding
unless they come out and say it. No, what was it? What said the wedding vows?
The wedding photos.
No, I didn't see it.
They
just like a king.
Yeah, like this is one of them extra ass couples that go.
They probably got married while he was in the league.
And it's always filled with drama. They always fighting. They the ones you got to kick out your party because they being too loud. But they always end up together.
They toxic as hell. That's what it is. They toxic as hell.
Yeah, but they don't look. They don't look to me like the type that would be swingers though. They don't look like that type.
What does a swinger relationship or a couple look like to you? I mean, what does it look like? You don't know.
Well, I guess like the personalities that I'm seeing too. Like I can't see somebody. Okay, listen to this. Offset and Cardi B had that type of relationship, but she didn't try to kill him. And Cardi B, you know, I don't know too much about her life, but she seems like the type of person to me that would, based on the stuff she talks about and the lyrics and all that, that facade, put a gun to a dude's face if they cheated on him. Offset broke the swinger code or the open relationship code, and she got pissed and she didn't talk to him for a while.
That's I think that's putting it in a box because you don't know. That's the thing is you don't know. Being a swinger, like the sexual relationship between a husband and wife or between couples is just like walking around with an internal disease. You don't know who got it. You don't know who have AIDS just by looking at somebody. I have AIDS by looking at somebody. You don't know what my sexual relationship is with my girlfriend just by looking at us. We may be into that stuff.
Right.
We don't fit. There isn't like a normal box that you gotta check in order to look like that or whatever, like to have that type of relationship.
You're 100% right, but it can go both ways in the sense where I can't assume that they had an open relationship either.
Right. That's why I said I was speculating. We just speculating the reason. I'm not gonna know. What'd you say, Dibs?
You know who look like they in an open relationship?
Oh God, here we go.
Russell Wilson and Sierra.
You think so?
I think they throwing it around to anybody they see. It ain't all on the surface. They be like, yeah, ain't nobody that happy all the fucking time unless they just getting dick down every time.
Different person.
Why do we expect celebrities to put all their business out in the streets? Especially when you got a toxic ass baby daddy like Future who just want to see you miserable. Why would you even put that out there if you're not?
That's how I know it's in her. I know it's in her because she was with Future.
People grow.
Not that fast.
Right.
That was a quick transition.
6 years. Like, what do you mean? They got married in 2015.
Bro.
Yeah. How old was that baby?
Little Future, I think it's like 6 or 7.
Okay, so Little Future
and Sierra broke up when he was 3 months old.
Didn't he rename the baby? Ain't he like Future Russell Wilson now?
No, he ain't. No, he ain't.
He just completely took that child in.
No, he ain't.
He literally was the future Russell Wilson.
I mean, he might be the way he be throwing the ball with him.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm just talking about Junior. You know, Russell really took that boy in and turned him into a Junior. And that's good, but at the same time,
like, hey, bro, that's my son. Like, what kind of relationship?
Yeah.
Like, is that a healthy relationship to have with your stepdad?
I think. Let me answer that because I feel some type of way about that because that's something that at some point I'm gonna have to acknowledge. Like, I'm gonna actually have with my son. He's gonna have a stepfather at some point, and Carter's gonna have a relationship with him. I feel like we all see and know how Future is as a father. Kids just find out he had baby number 9. Okay, so that's publicized. Sometimes you gotta speculate. You see how Future is as a father.
He can afford it.
If you have a constant male presence in your life, it only benefits the child to have a healthy relationship with that constant male presence. I am a constant healthy male presence in my son's life. That will never change. But if he gets married and he's around Carter as well, I won't feel a certain way as long as my man stays within his lane. However,
what?
Right.
If he stays in his lane as a stepfather, if he stays in his lane as a stepfather, means shut up. There are certain things that you don't do as a stepfather. It is certain things that are between a boy and his father. As long as my mans don't cross any of those lines, we good.
What are the lines?
Bro, he took a picture with this man's son, shirt off, assless. Like that's not crossing the line.
So what are the boundaries, the lines that need to be drawn between a step parent and the child?
All right,
of
so
the biological.
For me, as far as discipline, for instance, don't put your hands on my son. Like until I know that like you're disciplining him out of love and not anger, and like I don't have to second guess or doubt why you're disciplining him. Don't discipline my son. That's between me and his mother. Now I can see as far as like you correcting him, like, hey, like don't do that or get down, that's perfectly fine. But when it comes to more serious, that needs to be between me and my baby mother until we get to that point where I'm okay. We understand like your intentions for doing it are good natured, and it's not because you're irritated with him or you have some type of disdain for him because he's not your son.
I can agree with that.
And that's across the board for anything. Until I know for like you have to have a relationship with me. If you don't get to have like if I'm dating someone and like they and the father's involved because like with the kid that's also like they have a kid or whatever and her baby father is involved. I want to have a good relationship with the baby father. Like, let's talk. Let's be on the same page where, hey, the 3, maybe 4 of us can all like be on the same page. We can get this together, and so we have a healthy relationship. Like, we can actually like have this kid give something to look up to. Like, so he can't play both of us on. He can't play both sides. He knows that mom and dad are on the same page. The stepmom and stepdad, like we're all one cohesive unit, not just individual.
Okay, now is there a certain time to where a step-parent or not step-parent, bonus parent or whatever you want to call it?
I like that bonus parent.
Is there a certain time limit they would have to like be around your kid before they can start doing things? Okay, so like let's say picking a kid up from school, right? Mm-hmm. How long would a bonus parent have to be around for them to be able to pick a kid up from school? Something that simple.
I think that really starts before. You should be able to pick my kid up from school before you become the step parent or the bonus parent. I should have that.
Yeah, I need to take the parent out of it. The bonus boyfriend, bonus girlfriend.
Nah, don't bring no extra niggas around my kids. Like, no.
No extra niggas.
Honestly, I feel like you have to have been a solid, constant presence.
Yeah.
In that time where my kid feels comfortable with you picking him up. Because my son right now, he's not comfortable with everybody. Even family members, he's not comfortable around. So you go to pick him up, he's going to want no part to you. So once my son or my child is comfortable with you being there, like I'm okay with you two being alone in a car, you driving him, making sure you're responsible enough to handle my child, then it's okay. And like there's actually no time frame on that. Like it's really not, because she could start dating someone that we both have known for quite some time that my child has known as well, and they somehow come into a relationship. So it could be like whether a week or 2 of them dating because we've known this person for so many years, and like you kiss my son, we throwing hands outside. Like
you throwing hands.
I'll throw hands over my son all day, any day.
You gonna faint?
Like I still may be sensitive about that, but I know I said I ain't a fighter, but when it comes to him, I'll throw hands all day, any day. It'd be over the slightest. I've almost come to blows with certain former friends over him. So like I don't care.
Jesus, Chris, you gotta stop, bro. Like
when it comes to my son, I don't play no games. I don't play no games. That's the one thing that I have zero tolerance with. Like I'm
ain't been here that long for you to be breaking friendships.
Hey, Peter Griffin almost got it. You know who I'm talking about.
Anyway, bro, edited. This part's getting edited.
I ain't saying no names.
No, sometimes you ain't gotta say no names. You can't give details. You can't.
I didn't give no details. I said Peter Griffin almost got it, and only y'all know who Peter Griffin is. It's vague. Peter Griffin's a fictional character.
I don't know who Peter Griffin is.
You all right? It's all right. I'm just saying, when it comes to my son, I don't play no games. Like, simple as that. If I feel something is out of line when it comes to my son, I will address it. If something rumbles me the wrong way, I will address it. I don't
that picture I sent you. Pick your phone up, and I need you to look at this picture and tell me if that's out of line. Is that crossing the boundary?
What is going on in this picture?
Right.
What is happening right now?
For Russell Westbrook taking this.
It's a maternity shoot, fool.
With somebody else's kid.
Yeah,
it's a maternity shoot.
Future Junior's in there.
Right.
That's okay. I personally wouldn't do no crap like that, and I personally would not somebody out for taking a picture of my son like that. So I'm just leave it at that. I see what you're talking about. That's one of those like it's spicy. It's like,
Russell Wilson is a constant boundary stepper, bro. He crossing them boys and just like
you a habitual line stepper. That's what you are.
You know what?
You habitually overstepping the line.
Russell Wilson as a stepfather is questionable with some of the antics that he pulls. However, Russell Wilson as a husband is something to be credited and accommodated and like for.
But what has he really done except saved? I ain't gonna. You know what?
He hasn't. Look, Russell Wilson hasn't done anything that your average Joe doesn't do when they step up and be step parents or they marry somebody that with the child. He hasn't done it. The only thing is, it's just put in the forefront because of social media. That's it. I think it's corny. All right. Listen, no offense to people that put their stuff on social media all the time. I think it's corny that somebody has to throw in people's face almost every little thing that they do. Look at what I'm doing here. Look what I'm doing here. I'm doing this for this kid. I'm doing this for my wife. You know, and even the one where he's opened the car door for his wife. I'm like, really, bro? Like, what are you doing? It's because in today's society, people are so sensitive and people like to compare and contrast so much that just by him opening the door for his girl, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. I just think the recording of it was just corny. It makes people look at their spouse, their husband, and be like, yeah, well, you won't do that for me. You don't. And it's like, well, why are you comparing me to this dude? Like, okay, you think he opens the door for his wife? Yeah, he probably does open the door for her all the time, even not on camera. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, can I say something?
Of course.
Because I feel like I don't find it corny. My thing is, it's okay to publicly show your affection for your significant other. Like if somebody is able to look at Russell and Sierra and something as simple as him opening the door, and you have to look at yours. Why don't you? Something as simple as that. Clearly, you lacking, bro. You are lacking. Here's one thing: if you want to see how happy a marriage is, look at the wife. Look at Sierra. This man, like, I know what you was about to say just now, and like this man, he has elevated her. He has elevated her tremendously. Like, I don't know if God. I don't know if you know, but he went like, as a gift. He went and bought her all of her masters. She now owns all. Because this man went out and it's a flex. Like, if I love this woman and she owns, like, this is mine and this is my queen, like the center of my universe. I'm gonna let everybody know it. And you know what? If you don't like it, don't watch. Nobody's forcing you to look at this. Nobody's forcing you to pay attention to it. However, I will publicly display how much I love my girlfriend. This, like, it's funny because this reminds me of when somebody messaged me on Snapchat because they didn't see my girl in a snap, even though she was in like the 2 snaps right before. It was like, where your girl at? I'm like, why? It's like, oh, because you posted. People look better if you want to. People are checking for your relationship. So you know what? If you're gonna win anyway, let me show you how we do over here. Okay. Like, let me flex. If I'm treating my girl right, I have no problem flexing.
Okay. It's not the men that you have to worry about looking. Is because we don't look to social media. Most men don't look to social media for that. It's the women that look. So it does good. It can do good for other relationships. Okay. It could elevate them. But it also can tear it down because, like the point I brought up before, there's a lot of comparing and contrasting that goes on because everything is out in the light due to social media and the internet and stuff. So people, some people can look at it and be like, well, why don't you do that for me? Or why don't you? And there could be multiple reasons why people don't do certain things in their relationship. We just don't know. Every relationship is different. But when he does it constantly, it can just as well break a relationship as much as it does make relationships.
No, it only breaks your relationship if you're that insecure and if you're that flawed to care about what somebody else is doing in their relationship. If your girl has to look at somebody else's relationship to feel validation or to feel like I want that, you are failing as a partner.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he enabling her, man. I don't think she learned anything. He's doing everything for her so she doesn't have anything to complain about, and she really doesn't know what she wants as long as she's taken care of. She been in relationship. She wasn't her first boyfriend. She been from relationship to relationship to relationship till she got
Wheezy.
But maybe she had to go through all that to realize that this man, like, this is how, like, oh, this is how, like, this is the real thing. Men do this. Like, you went from Future to Russell Wilson. Those are two broad ends of the spectrum. And it's like, okay, you went from basically being treated like crap to basically like being elevated to this position where you are the center of my universe, like you are my queen, and you'll be treated as such.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. She didn't go
That's
from
not what happened.
Her and Future had a turbulent relationship. She had a baby. It didn't get better.
No, they were engaged. They were engaged.
They were. It didn't work out. They had the baby. They ended up splitting. Russell Wilson was like, "Hey, I'm about to scoop that up." You gonna tell?
I don't see what like. I hate this. I hate this term, and it's so demeaning. But it low key fits the point right now because I can't think of a better.
Save a hoe. Save a hoe.
No. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
So she trash.
Simple as that. No, I didn't know he treated her like trash, and Russell treats her like treasure. Simple as that. If going back to your point,
treat himself like trash.
If you're
wait, hold on. Daryl, you shook your head.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that. I don't think Sierra has changed or learned her lesson. She just had a man.
What lesson does she lead to learn? What lesson did she lead to learn? You have to clarify that before you say she hasn't learned a lesson. What lesson did she lead to learn?
Leading up to Russell Wilson, she dated Bow Wow, dogged her out, cheated on her. She dated Future, dogged her out, cheated on her. She go to Russell Wilson, and instead of dogging her out and cheating on her, he refuses to have sex with her until they get married.
Maybe that's her learning her lesson. Maybe that's her saying, "I've done it this way with all these other men."
It wasn't her idea.
She didn't have to agree with it. She could have said no and went on, but she chose to stay. Like, get a woman credit. Don't sit here and discredit her and blame it on Russ. She had the choice to say.
What I'm saying is her pattern. Her pattern is one of being influenced by whoever she's dating.
You can't say that for sure. You can't say that.
Dated 52,
and like
she dated 50. She dated Amari Stoudemire and Cam Newton.
So she's getting passed around.
You can't say nothing about those relationships. You can't say nothing because you're basing a judgment on her based off the men that she's dated, which is not fair at all.
Why not?
Because the argument can be made that she dated those clowns, and when you speak on those clowns, I'm talking Bow Wow because we all know what happened in that relationship, Future because we all know what happened in that relationship, and maybe she took time for herself because this is exactly what I did in between my last two relationships. Maybe you take some time for yourself to, hey, what am I doing that I can do differently to help me grow? That way I don't make the same mistake. So when he comes along and is saying, hey, maybe like I'm a virgin, I don't want to have sex. Maybe she was like, maybe I should. This is a route that I want to go because it's something I've never done before. Well, maybe I don't. Oh, well, he wasn't a virgin because he was married before.
No, he was married.
Maybe he just wanted to abstain. Sorry, my bad. But maybe he just wanted to abstain, like try a different way of dating because in the past that didn't work out. She had to agree to it, and I don't think she agreed to it because it's Russell Wilson. He didn't even have the contract that he had when they got married, so it wasn't for the money. Like Sierra got her own. She's established on her own. So maybe she did make the choice to say, you know what? I want to try something different that I've never done before. Maybe I'm going to get a different result. Don't discredit her and be Russell Wilson made her do all this, blah, 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 blah.
I think he couldn't close the deal because he corny. And they waited till they got married because that was the fairy tale. That was the storyline, and it looked cute for the gram. And they both went along with it because he wouldn't ask for it and she didn't want to give it up. Because she didn't want to repeat.
I see y'all have been listening.
And now,
the album before
she belongs to the streets.
And now they swingers.
You think they swingers?
That is such a messed up view to have. Like, y'all gotta give women credit at this time. Like, we can't just put everything like on everything that bad that happens in a relationship is her fault because she allowed it to happen.
No, this ain't about women. This is about Sierra.
I'm just okay. So about Sierra, like you can't blame. Like look who she dated. Like we all made bad relationship choices. Look at some of my relationship choices. Some of them were bad, like to the point where it was my fault. Other times it was probably still my fault. Doesn't matter, neither here nor there. However, you can't blame her for the change that she's made. She made a good change. How is it a bad thing? Like her son is healthy. She's got 2 kids by this man. They're healthy, no controversy. Like she carries herself in a way to be admired. She like her whole entire persona has changed, and it's changed for the better, in my opinion. So how can you say, "Oh, she's just doing whatever"?
When did it change?
What was her persona? What was her persona pre Russell Wilson though?
Right.
Because I don't see. Look. She don't seem no different now than she like. I didn't hear nothing bad about her before Russell Wilson.
I mean, Sierra's never been one for controversial headlines. She's never had controversial headlines. But now you see her as housewife. You see her as mother. You didn't see her as that before.
Because she's dogged out and passed around.
See, her whole persona. That's what I'm talking about. You say she was dogged out and passed around. I'm sitting here saying like she's housewife, mother, loving, like she's caring, like she just looks. She even looks different now.
Daryl can keep that narrative.
That's what I'm talking about.
Daryl can keep that narrative is because according to him, they swinging.
Daryl, I'm not even.
They swinging, bro.
I'm not even focusing on Daryl's narrative right now.
It don't make sense to have a 70-bedroom mansion and not get use out of all them bedrooms. You got to be swinging. 10 bedrooms or more, you swing.
Here's my
they shit every night
obsession like the celebrity sex lives. Why do we care about celebrity sex lives?
Because it's thrown in our face.
Yeah.
Is Russell and Sierra's sex life really thrown in your face?
Yes.
Yeah, because there was a video that actually came out a couple years ago that they put out after they just got done banging.
Case in point,
after he got his brand new contract with the Seahawks.
It was celebrating.
Okay, but their sex life is thrown in our face, so we.
Oh my God! One little video, and oh my God, their entire sex life, they're swingers.
He's joking. I'm pretty sure he's joking around about the swinging. Like,
Daryl's not joking about the swinging. He is not joking.
I see it in their eyes, bro. You can look and tell. You can look at them. When they talking to people,
let me ask you this.
They recruiting.
Daryl, let me ask you this. Do you think, and like this is me, is like just speculating, her relationship with her parents has anything to do with her previous, or even his relationship? Well, Russell Wilson's always been the same guy or whatever, quote unquote.
Why is that a quote? Why is that in quotes?
It's a quote because it's a stereotype. So that's why it's a quote, because he's the same stereotype, quote unquote, guy. That's what it means. Right. Like, do you think her relationship with her parents has anything to do with like?
Yeah. Like I watch a lot of Frasier. I like to think that I'm a psychologist too sometimes.
Oh God.
Sit down, analyze people, take in the thoughts and
salad and scrambled eggs.
and I listen to what people say. I take it for face value, and her actions portray somebody who's not confident in themselves. What is like? Obviously, she's an accomplished singer. Nobody's taking that away from her. She's an accomplished songwriter. But I feel like she, on social media, has attached her success or her failures have all been attached to a man, and that's the way that the media has been portraying it. She doesn't put it out there like oh, my life is terrible because of Future, but allowing yourself to be dogged out by these men and staying with them after it's been made public. I feel like Russell Wilson just has shown, since he's been in the national spotlight, that he's just not that type of guy. He's just been, since we've known him since college, he's been a one-woman man, okay, in the eyes of the media. So now that he's got a little success, a little fame, and he done bagged him a chick that's been around the way, now that's exposing him to some stuff. We've seen his Instagram videos where he done changed his voice to sound deeper. I'm telling you, recruit.
It is the weirdest thing ever.
They are recruiting for other couples that they want to bring in. And Sierra introduced that to him.
She's like, hey Russell, you see that black girl over there with the big booty? Yes, dear. Go get her. Hey, put your black voice on. Oh yeah.
Man.
All right.
Yeah, I got you. From a couple massages today. Like, all right. So her parents divorced when she started dating Russell. As you know, they separated when she first started dating Russell, and then they divorced like a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I wonder if that had anything to do with why she chose. Like, I mean, because they were together 33 years.
Well, you know what that tells me? You don't just wake up and be like, I'm divorcing you. They was unhappy before that. She saw that. She never saw a stable relationship a day in her life. I'm speculating, but it's real.
I mean, I agree that type of stuff happens, that it is real, most definitely.
So you're saying Sierra has something to do with her parents' divorce?
No, we're saying that Sierra's parents' divorce has something to do with her lifestyle change. And
Yeah,
like
you proving my point. You proving my point, because since she doesn't know what a stable relationship looks like, because her parents been planning to get divorced when she graduated college, but that never happened.
Now you're speculating for real.
Listen, all along they was planning to get a divorce when she got out of school. They hated each other. They hated they guts. Your daughter, all she wanted to do was dance all the time. I can't stand you. I'm leaving the day she graduated college. She comes up, blows up, becomes a megastar, buys them a house. They living on opposite ends of the house. The mom in the west wing, the daddy in the east wing. She never saw a stable relationship, and that's how she ended up with Bow Wow.
I think it may be the opposite. I mean, you don't. I mean, can you fake it for 33 years?
Yes.
My parents have been married. My parents have been married for 30. I want to say, oh man, I want to get this right. 8 or 39 years. One of the two.
Listen, I ain't trying to put nobody's business out there, but I know old men with 2 or more families in the same vicinity or neighborhood. It's a guy with 5 or 6 children within a 3-block radius, and he was married to his wife to the day he died. So I don't buy that people can't fake a marriage for long periods of time.
Okay, because I was about to say, like, I don't think people can fake it, because again, my parents were married for like 38, 39 years, and like there's been nothing like, I mean, marriages have their ups and downs, but like I've seen nothing but a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage this entire time, and like it ain't no way they faking that.
What do you think Wendy Williams' husband would have done if he ain't get caught with the chick that he had live 2 blocks down the street?
Yep.
He would still be with Wendy, and he would still be banging this chick
out.
How
long were they married though?
Like 20
years. Kid, that's like 20-something years, right?
What?
Yeah, they got a 20-something-year-old son.
Oh, I ain't
know. Bro, your boy Charlemagne said that it was going on when he was Wendy's sidekick on the radio show. He said they've known this for a long time.
Yep. Faking it. Pretty sure he had no intention on getting caught.
Okay, so my point is, okay, maybe they did fake it for 33 some odd years, whatever. But maybe that was what made her think back and look like, okay, like clearly she probably related it to her relationship. Like, okay, but I want a healthy relationship. I want a marriage. I want something stable. I want something that I can actually believe in, like I can believe in. Because she was engaged in Future, but then she realized like that wasn't it. Like she wasn't getting anything out of it, and they broke up. Like it wasn't
but Future had. That's what I'm saying. Future has 7 other baby mamas. She saw the pattern.
What's gonna happen?
She saw the pattern, and she still chose with, probably with her dad. Her dad probably got 6 other baby mamas while he married to his mama for 33 years.
I don't know about all that. I'm not gonna speculate in this.
I'm pretty sure if we did. Wait, why y'all so serious?
I mean, I ain't about to sit here and assassinate people's character like they like this.
Who assassinated the character? I'm telling you, all I'm saying is Sierra and Russell Wilson could be swingers, and it's her parents' fault.
It's baby Future's fault.
I can't stand you. I really can't. You out of control.
Is this somehow different from any of our other conversations?
No.
Wait, say what?
No, you right on track with your bullshit logic. It's right up your alley. Oh snap!
All right, is it time for questions?
Yeah, it's time for questions. Y'all out of control.
Time for questions. Let's see. Here we go. Colin, do you say salmon or salmon?
Salmon.
Chris? Why are you thinking so hard?
Because
I know, right?
I low key say both. I say salmons.
It depends on who you're around.
Yeah, it does. I say salmons, and like when I'm like not being serious, I say salmon. You know, I'm gonna give me some when I'm at the store ordering it. But other than that, I pronounce the L salmons.
Wait,
salmons,
so is saying it's in the L silent? Is that like the Ebonics way to say it, or is that what you're saying?
That's the dumbass way to say it.
Salmon is the dumbass way, or
salmons? Yeah, salmons. I mean, you sometimes you be out eating salmons, you know, with a bottle of champagne, mimosas. You know what I'm saying? Scrimps and scrampies. I mean, you just get it popping. What you mean?
What do you say?
You never had salmons?
I say salmon. I can't eat it, so
Zero went to Renaissance, so he always got to pronounce shit correctly.
Renaissance.
Whatever, nigga.
So we must be dumb because we don't say the L.
Right.
Let me see. Oh, somebody asked if you have an argument that ends in. Wait, if an argument ends in "you have a blessed day," did you win?
If someone says "have a blessed day" after an argument,
yeah. If you arguing with somebody and they say to you, "You have a blessed day," did you win the argument?
Low-key, I'm gonna be offended by that. Because I know you don't really want me to have a blessed day. So by that, I won the argument because I have pissed you off to the point where you are now using religion to try to attack me. So therefore, I have won that battle. Yes, I won that.
I pass. I don't know. That's too difficult. I don't know. It depends on the person, I guess. It depends on the person who says it. Because some people they have undertones with the last word they say in an argument.
Yeah, if I say it, I'm calling you a dumbass. Like that's how I take it. Like, because if I'm arguing with you and you say something stupid, I'm like, you know what, sir, ma'am, you be blessed. Because I ain't got the time.
But then there's some people that actually might mean it though. So
I don't know anybody who uses that in a meaningful way after an argument.
Yeah.
An argument, we argue. You tell me to have a blessed day. Like, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself.
Well, there's terms that you can use other than have a blessed day. But you know, when somebody says it, they can actually just be like, you know what, have a blessed day. I don't want to argue with you anymore. I'm just gonna leave. It can be put out in that sense, as opposed to, you know what, you being stupid. Have a blessed day.
Ooh, we got sent the relationship question. Kevin wants to know, does body count matter to us?
You know what? I can't answer that because I've never asked that question to anybody. I've never done it because I don't want to know.
I have actually asked that question.
Chris, you said you asked this question before?
I have foolishly asked this question before.
How did that go?
Full disclosure.
You gotta become triggered.
To me, like personally, body counts don't matter because I don't want to be a hypocrite. 1, 2, when I asked, I was like, this is when I first came to this. I had to come to a realization that like body count shouldn't matter because I asked the question and it was significantly higher than mine, and I was not expecting said answer. Like, I'm talking like taking the drink, like almost spit it out, like, and I had to like compose myself. That was the first time. The second time I asked, I gave her the honest answer, and it was clearly significantly higher to hers. And it didn't matter to her, it didn't matter to me, and it was just like, it is what it is. I feel like people's past sexual behavior, like, or patterns shouldn't matter unless they're bringing baggage with them. And by baggage, I mean that shit that don't go away.
Isn't there like an unwritten law or rule that you like, whatever the number is, you cut it into like 2/3 or something? Like,
that's what people are lying about.
Yeah,
that's what people are lying about. I don't feel a need to lie about it because I am who I am, and you're gonna accept me or you're not. And 9 times out of 10, the people who ask me what my body count is, we've already crossed that plateau anyway.
It's the rule of 3. It's the rule of 3. If you're a man, whatever number they tell you, you're supposed to divide it by 3, and if it's a woman, you're supposed to multiply it by 3.
Golly.
Women do lie about their body counts like a mofo. I've had someone, I asked 3 different occasions, I asked her the same question, and it changed each time.
What would be worse if somebody was like, if you're like, hey, what's your body count? And they give you a number, a high number. Or if you say, what's your body count? And they're like, I lost count.
Not everybody keeps count. So, I mean, it's not everybody's actually going through and writing it down and like keeping track.
Well, see, that's
Well,
what
I mean,
right. You gotta
That's
go back
in a
and
situation like that. I'm getting up and walking out the room. Like, you don't. What you mean you don't know?
like, hold on. Like, give me a pen and paper. Let's go through this. Well,
wait a minute. Okay, Dibs. So Dibs, you're saying it's worse if somebody says I lost count?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking too.
That's a terrible situation to be in.
People can lose count after 15. Or people
you should have a general number where you're at. It shouldn't. If you lost count, then you just out here going nuts.
Maybe they technical like me and want to give you an exact number, and they can't do that. So you know.
Nah.
Okay,
See,
so somebody,
if you got to round it up or round it off, if you close enough to round the number off, that's horrible.
Low key, like I can give you my exact number because I know my exact number.
You see, you can't say that is because Dibs asked everybody you, and you're like, no.
Okay. I'm not telling you what it is, but I do know my exact number.
However, secrecy.
Put in the comments. Put in the comments. What's your body count? You gotta put it. Have everybody comment on it.
I mean, that's fine. Whoever guesses get a $25 Visa gift card. How about that?
I'm gonna modify this question a little bit. But it's from our friend Kyle. I can't read it exactly as as he wrote it. But when you're going on a date, is it still customary for the man to pay, or is Dutch the standard?
Is it first date?
First date.
Yeah, man should pay.
In 2020, the man should pay.
Yeah.
Why?
Why should the man pay?
Who asked who out? Because if you ask me out, I ain't paying for shit. You asked me for my time. So, I mean, it's 2020 and I believe in equality. I believe in equality. It's like, if I ask you out, you expect me to pay. If you ask me out, which I have been asked out before, surprisingly, I expect you to pay.
I actually agree with Chris on this one.
Now, if I ask you out, that means I got it. I'm prepared for that. Like, I got it. But if you ask me out, come show me what them pockets do. And I'm ordering a large popcorn, too.
This is why I disagree. Because if I ain't got no money myself and you ask me out, I'm probably going to decline. Because I feel like I should pay on the first date. I'll probably be like, hey, I'll even make something up. I'll be like, hey, I can't do it this week, out the next week. And get paid.
Know your worth, King.
I know my worth.
If you pay, if you pay for the date, are there any expectations for a second date or a nightcap?
Kyle, I'll let you take this one.
Money's not an issue. So if money's not an issue, then no, there shouldn't be any expectations. Well, I mean, yeah, I do have expectations, but I mean, no, I'm sorry. I have hopes. All right. I have hopes, not expectations. All right. But it depends on how the date would go. Then you go from there.
You gotta pay to play. If I come out my hard-earned money, you gotta come out them draws. And I'm just joking. I'm joking. No,
you ain't joking. Get out of here.
No, there's no expectations at all. Like, I mean, every guy has that hopes unless you Russell. But I don't know. It's because that all depends on how the nights go. Just because I paid, the night can go horrible after that, either before or after that. Like, she could be all annoying doing dinner, stealing the tip. Like,
what if? Okay.
You like, I've heard of like people going on dates and they leave a tip. And they
here's
come
a
back
scenario.
And take the tip.
You guys go on a date with a bad chick. You pay for dinner. Y'all go to some fancy restaurant. You drop $100, $150. She's like, yeah, you can hit. That's not expensive. 150. All right,
that's
200.
not fancy. All right,
250. Whatever.
300.
She bad.
In that range.
300. All right.
We both got the town.
Yeah. soon as y'all get done, she's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, you can hit. You get back to the crib, and her cooter smelling like who done it and why. Is that a bad investment for that night, or are you just hitting because you spent $300?
First of all, if I'm just hitting, I'm not spending $300 just to hit. We're gonna go to Applebee's. We're gonna get this 2 for $20. We're gonna get
no, because you. But we'll say you genuinely like this girl, and then you want an opportunity to go out with her again. So you're on the way back to the crib, and you're like, yeah, I had a good time. We should do this again. Blah blah blah. She's like, yeah, me too. By the way, let's go back to my crib. You get back to the crib, okie doke, you pull it down, and it's fish market.
Maybe her pH balance is off for the night. Like, you don't know. Like, you give it. I'll still go on a second date. That wouldn't stop me. Now, the second time, if we get to that point and it's like that, I'm gonna have to go get something out the car and not come back.
You know what's crazy? A lot of women know when their pH balance is off, and they still will try to
because a lot of men don't care.
I feel like Chris is one of those.
Couldn't be that nigga. Yeah, I know.
Hey, y'all gonna stop trying to play me. y'all gonna stop trying to play me. But no, I mean, to me, like, I like to give people benefit of the doubt. Like, people have off days. Like, hopefully it ain't. I've never been in that situation where it's like, whoa. But I give people benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's been hey.
When it comes to personal hygiene, okay, so if my nuts are stinking, I ain't nobody.
Look, Colin, how do you know your nuts are stinking until you do the smell test? Maybe she ain't do the smell test,
bro.
Maybe she didn't do the smell test.
No, because they got a trick for that. They go pee right before. That's when they check. If she don't pee right before, she don't love you.
She's like, we playing Russian roulette with this.
Been rubbing together in them stockings all night. They just
beef curtains just marinating in juices.
You pull it off and it's hanging like the sleeve of a wizard.
You gotta paint the picture. All right, jeez.
I'm saying after $300 and you wanting to go out with her again, she's having a bad night. Okay, let's say you go out again and
roll over. Just go.
I already said if it happened the second time, it's a wrap. Like it's a no. It's gonna be a no for me, homie.
So you didn't drop $500 just.
You're gonna be blocked on everything before I even start the car.
Nope.
Are you gonna ask for the money back?
No, money ain't money. Only broke niggas who don't get money ask for money back like that. Like, if I'm gonna spend it, I'm okay with it.
$500, that's a lot of money.
But the thing is, I don't spend. If you're not my girl, I'm not taking you to $300 dinners. I'm not. I have a price limit for people I'm just dating and like somebody I'm in a relationship with. I'm not about to go start dropping all this money just for you to be talking to other niggas behind my back and be like, oh, well, we not official.
It's levels to it. You got to feel it out. Some people are, you know where you got to take a girl to impress her. You know what I'm saying? Some are impressed by, mini golf and McDonald's. Other ones, you got to take the roof Chris. It's just, it's this type of situation where you got to feel out. I've been out the dating game a long time, but when I was in, I was very good at it. So
you know how to say them. You know how to say them ducats.
Yeah,
by feeling it out.
Yeah, you feel it out. I've been on plenty of McDonald's dates with just a McChicken, some fries, and then some mini golf.
You might have to write a book on that one because I ain't never been able to pull that off.
Does unconditional love in a relationship exist?
It depends on the relationship. If it's kids, then yes. If it's with a spouse, then I don't think so. It's because everybody has conditions that they want met from their significant other in order for them to stay together and in order for them to love each other. In my opinion.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like love, if it's conditions attached to it, then it's not love. Because when you love somebody, like you want to see them grow, you want to see them elevate, you want to see them happy, like you want to see them be the best version of themselves. So and sometimes in doing that, because sometimes people view love as what you can do for me, or like because you have to stay with me, you're not allowed to leave me. Which sometimes, based off my definition of unconditional love, sometimes you have to leave someone in order for them to be the best version of themselves, in order for them to grow. Because sometimes because we love someone so much, we could be an enabler. We could be the reason why they're not maturing or why they are a detriment to themselves. So sometimes in love, you have to remove yourself, or you have to do things that hurt in order to love someone. So I honestly believe that if you love someone that type of way, yes, unconditional love does exist. Other than that, in my opinion, it's not love. It's self-serving. And love is not self-serving.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with both of y'all on that. Different parts of each, but I think like unconditional love, when people talk about loving somebody unconditionally, is really accepting another person for who they are, accepting all their faults, not necessarily their actions when you're in a relationship with them. My kids, I'm gonna love them regardless what they do. Just like Colin said, they can't do no wrong in my eyes. There's nothing that they can do that will stop me from loving them as a parent. And I feel the same way about my wife. There's nothing that she can do because I know who she is as a person that is going to stop me from loving her unconditionally. She can make mistakes, and I think unconditional love allows you to let somebody make those mistakes without losing that love for them. So yeah, absolutely, it exists. It exists, and it should exist in every relationship that you have. You know, not to the point of abuse, but
right.
You know, it should be the standard for your relationships with anybody in your life, your kids, your significant others, your family.
Okay, let me ask a question. I'm saying, and you should love everybody, you know, the person that you're with for their flaws and stuff. But what if they add new flaws? They go against, you know, how you feel.
So I give you an example. I give you an example. Like when women get pregnant, right? They go through hormonal changes. This is science. I'm not making none of this up. This is not speculation. When women get pregnant, before and after the pregnancy, their hormones change, and that could alter their behaviors. Okay, so it makes them act quote unquote out of character. So if they're doing something during these times, that's where I feel like that's where that unconditional love should kick in, that you know something else is motivating these factors. If you can't figure out what the motivating factor is in the person that you love unconditionally, then it's time to seek some outside help, or maybe even talk to that person like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Right. Yeah, but a pregnant woman and their hormone changes, that's normal. That's proven that they're more than likely will be changing. But I'm talking about, let's say a person's chilling calm and then you make a mistake and all of a sudden you got a gun to your forehead.
Yeah.
And that's drastic change from how you would expect them to react, you know, towards certain situations.
So you mean
they still have to unconditionally love that person? This person got a gun to your head now. That's different.
So
if I got a gun to my head, I'll be like, I can't really love you, is because you are willing to kill me. This is different. This is unfamiliar territory. Are willing to kill me. So now I can't love, because the condition is, if I'm gonna love you, you gotta not kill me. That's one of my stipulations if I'm gonna love you.
That's what I was talking about earlier. When I say I can love you from a distance, because I don't have to harm myself or continue to like put myself in harm's way to love you. I can love you enough to walk away. And in that situation where you just mentioned, that's where you love someone enough to walk away, because clearly, whether it's something that because you're clearly dealing with something that if your attitude is changing like that, you're dealing with something. I love you enough to either you seek help or I love me more. I have to walk away, because maybe it's my presence. Maybe it's me being around, or maybe it's something I'm doing that's pressing your buttons that's making you react this way. So maybe because I don't want to see you harm me or harm yourself or anybody else, while I love you and care about you and want you to get better, I need to remove myself from the situation. Like, doesn't mean you just stop loving them because somebody act out and like put a gun in your head. Like, maybe they're going through something. Like,
that's what somebody puts a gun in my head. That's a wrap. Secondly,
that's the end of the relationship.
that's a wrap, because I want to live.
Break up with her right there.
Dude, if you got the gall, no, not right there. You got a gun to my head. I'll be like, baby, we gonna work it out. We good.
I'm leaving. You don't put a gun in my face. I'm gone.
This is where I go back to fainting.
Hey, look. But are we talking about unconditional love towards yourself? because that's one thing. That's one thing. If you're talking about unconditional love towards somebody else whose actions can have an effect on how you feel about yourself, how you feel about others, that's a different scenario there.
So, Colin, let me ask you.
I have, and I think everybody has this towards other people. I have conditions that have to be not have to be met. There's certain things that I won't tolerate, which are considered conditions. Mm-hmm. Okay, so us as boys, okay, we've been boys for a long time, but there are certain things that if y'all were to do it, I'd probably hate y'all guts. Okay, that there's conditions, but I love y'all to death. Y'all are my brothers.
How close have we come to breaking these conditions?
No, y'all coming nowhere near close. Yeah, no, not even close. Okay, and y'all would never do anything to break that bond. But I'm saying everybody has a breaking point, and people can change. The person you're with can change. They can do a complete 180 and do something completely different today, as opposed to how they were acting and things they were doing when you first married them or when you first fell in love with them. Right. So your conditions haven't been met. So the contract is broken. The love is gone.
That's not necessarily the same. You can love someone while not being with someone. Those are not how I feel about you is not the same about me being with you. Because again, like I've said like 3 times, you can love someone from a distance. Because love isn't about, are you with me? Like, are we doing it? Are we living together? Are we in a relationship together? It's about you as a person. But in order to understand unconditional love, one, I was going to ask you, what is your definition of love in the first place? Because that will let you know whether or not the person feels unconditional love exists. Because everybody's definition of love isn't the same. So you say your love has, you say what, Daryl?
Oh, I was just going to say, I'll give you an example. I got unconditional love for y'all. If we ever, when we get beefed out, I love y'all from afar. You know what I mean? Y'all throw y'all tantrums, cry a little bit, and then we apologize to each other and we move on if we ever get spazzed out. But that's the way, I feel like that's the way it should be. You should be able to have those, you should be able to grow together in a relationship with true love.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and obviously this is hypotheticals, all right? Because this is the point I'm trying to make. If one of your boys sleeps with your spouse, is there love still there? There's a condition that you would have to where I'm pretty sure if one of my niggas sleeps with my girl, that love is lost. That's a condition that you have.
Did they slip and fall in it? Because
yes, they slipped and fell in it. All right, they slipped and fell in it. Okay, like that. There's a condition there. That's an unwritten condition, actually. To tell you the truth,
I can give you God's honest truth answer to that. While I will be hurt, I will be devastated. I will be broken. However, if I tell you you are my boy, and if there is only select few that I have in that circle, you call me in a life or death situation, or you call me in a stranded situation and like dire need, I will be there. Take for instance, I'm not cool with one of my boys right now. We've barely spoken in about over 6 months, but I guarantee you right now, like even though I feel hurt, I feel some type of way. If he was to call me right now in I need you, like it is dire, I got nobody else to call, like bro, I'm there. Even if he did have other people to call, he called me. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, we'll call him. I would be there. Why? Because I love you. Well, people are going to do things that hurt you. We're all human. We all make mistakes, regardless of whether or not it was you slept with my wife or whatever. I know in hindsight, when you think about it, once that sever is cut, you're going to look back on it, you're going to regret it. I'm going to love you as a person, but I'm not going to keep you close to me.
I'm sorry, but if one of my boys were to sleep with my wife, I can't be cool with him like ever again. You know what I'm saying? That love is completely gone. So there's conditions that I have that have to be met in order for us to be, in order for me to be able to live.
So then we can say unconditional love is subjective. It's
subjective. Okay, so we said, like kids, you should love your kids unconditionally. But if it's a spouse, even if it's your own personal spouse,
your personal spouse,
I mean, you could be Russell Wilson
Not
and
a
Sierra
Cheryl.
in the
Polygamous.
yeah.
I'm telling
But you know, when you get married, I mean, isn't that kind of what vows are?
Yeah.
Your wedding vows, there are things that you have, you know, from a religious standpoint, you know,
There's reasons you
you
can break
have to uphold those vows.
unless.
Huh?
Yeah, it like you said, they come with conditions. The most popular one, till death do us part. If one of us dies, I don't have to obtain those vows. That's a condition of the marriage. If you are unfaithful to me, I don't have to obtain or I don't have to continue with this union because you broke the vow. That's a breach of contract.
But your love doesn't go away just because the vow is broken.
That was my next point. That was my next point. So it can go away, but I can't just turn my feelings off for my boy or for my wife because they did something that hurt me.
That was my point.
Yeah.
That's exactly
maybe not right away, but there are some people that over time that love will dissipate.
I don't feel like the love dissipates over time. I feel like it's not to the forefront because you've created that distance and they're not there. But I guarantee you, if they call, we may not have spoken in 10 years, but if you see in 10 years and they like down on you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to feel a little bit hurt because you're like, as you know, you did me wrong. I don't want to see you like this. Like, even though you may deserve it, I don't want to see you like this.
Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for listening and join us next week.